Hi, I'm Sutherland with your Mesonet Weather Report. Some scattered rain fell in parts of Oklahoma last weekend, and then Tuesday an extremely wet system entered the state, giving us one of our heavier widespread rain events in a long time. A graph of rainfall from Chickasha for Tuesday through Wednesday afternoon shows how this rain started just before midnight Monday night and steadily accumulated to more than 3 inches by 5 p.m. Wednesday. Adding last weekend to our graph bumps that rainfall total up to 3 3/4 inches of rain from March 29th through April 3rd. Our rainfall map for that same 5 days has a lot of tan, brown, orange, and red colored areas. These colors represent areas with more than 2.5 inches of rain. The green areas received more than 3/4 of an inch. Unfortunately for the Panhandle, the rain values drop off quickly from western Oklahoma into the far western parts of the state. Looking back 30 days shows how important this last rain event has been to bring us some relief from March's below normal rainfall. For central sections of the state, from south to north, the map colors are very similar. Gary, what news do you have for us?
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be back on Sunup. I've been gone, mostly traveling the state talking about drought the last couple of months, so it's great to get some good drought news with all this rain recently. Now we're going to start out with the latest U.S. Drought Monitor map as usual. I wanted to show the eastern part of the state now has a little sliver of abnormally dry. That's the yellow sliver there in Leflore County. That's the first part of the state that's been labeled as abnormally dry, which is without drought since July of 2012. And also across the eastern 1/3 of the state, we have moderate drought covering that area. Now, as I said, this doesn't cover the recent rain, so next week we should see massive improvements in this map. Here's a Mesonet rainfall total map for February 1st through April 3rd. And you can see about 3 to 12 inches fell across the state. Only the Panhandle and far west Oklahoma really have been left without the great totals seen across much of the rest of the state. So that's where that drought relief has come from, and that's where we're going to see next week that drought monitor map continue to improve, and any further rainfall will make even greater improvements. Let's take a look at this same time period on the percentage of normal rainfall map from the Mesonet. And as you can see, the main body of the state has seen widespread rainfall percentages from 100% of normal to more than 160% of normal. So great rainfall over the last couple of months. March was a little bit dry, but we've really picked it up in April again. The latest U.S. Seasonal Drought Outlook map from the Climate Prediction Center, and this is good for April through the end of June, shows the eastern 2/3 of the state covered in some improvement or basically improvement of the drought conditions. Now, the Panhandle and far west Oklahoma still a little bit shaky in the drought persisting or intensifying category. Watch for that new drought monitor map next week that will reflect this week's rainfall. We should see vast improvements there. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.